What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday NBA FanDuel main slate video here. As always, using FanDuel salaries for the main slate. Going to talk about each position, what my favorite value play is, and talk a little bit about the injuries. There's not a ton of injuries, but there's a couple. We have how many games here? 3, 6, 9, 11 games. We have 4 games in the after hours slate at 10 o'clock. That's pretty good. I'm going to make a lineup on my dub club. I might actually make 2. Don't hold me to it, but we'll definitely make a lineup for that. Usually we only see 2 after hours games. Get on my dub club. Go on my Twitter. I posted the free link for a week on my dub club. You'll get bets, some props, and non-main slates for the NBA. For example, the after hours slate as usual. So good slate there tonight. Good main slate. Hopefully we can avoid that goddamn injury bug. 2 nights ago it was Kevin Porter. Last night it was Andrew Nembhard on a 2-game slate where he was 60% owned. But it still ruins the night. Hopefully we can avoid that. There's really nothing you can do about that. As always, going to go into this slate with a lot of confidence, and I feel good about the value plays here today. So for point guard, we're going to go cheaper here. Well, the injuries, first off, Ja Morant's questionable. That's obviously a big deal. The spread in that game suggests that he's going to play because they're favorites, but we'll have to see. Sabonis is questionable, missed the first game with a hamstring. Now it seems like he might be able to get out there tonight. I don't think that's groundbreaking news. We're not going to know it anyways. Karl Anthony Towns is questionable, was able to play through that quad injury in the first game. He was questionable and then doubtful on day 1 and then back to questionable, and he ends up playing 31 minutes. So with a day of rest, I'd be surprised if he can't get back out there. Mentioned Ja Morant. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern. Decent chance we don't have that news before lock. I think that's basically it. Josh Hart's questionable. He missed the first game. That's about it, though. There's just those few guys. Ja Morant, Cat, and Sabonis. But at point guard, we're going to go cheaper here. This is maybe the biggest value of a team on the slate, and it's pretty shocking, honestly. Look at the Portland Trailblazers at home against the Warriors. It's a 2-point spread. I actually like them to win. I just did a TikTok parlay video with them winning. Warriors are on a back-to-back tonight, and I think the Blazers are going to have a pretty good year this year. Drew Holiday, 5,600. He's going to have a bit of a resurgence year with his new team. There were a lot of mouths to feed over in Boston. Now he's kind of a focal point on this Blazers team, and he's not old or washed up. So he's a good play at 5,600. Scoot Henderson is still out, starting the year out hurt. Looked really good against the Timberwolves in game 1. Tough team, 33 minutes, 14, 6, and 7, 3 steals, 37 fantasy points. Cheap price here. Only needs like 27 to hit value. He's projected for like just over 31 or 32 fantasy points. So he looks like a top tier value play at point guard tonight. We can save some money there. And really the entire starting 5 of the Blazers, for what their prices are on FanDuel, are all viable. So it's a bit of a pick your poison scenario. I'm going to have 2 of them. I might have 3 of them. You could even have 4 of them. I mean, I'm not going to draw the line anywhere. I think there's a lot of good plays from the Blazers tonight. Again, Warriors on back-to-back. It's a 2-point spread. They're underdogs. It should stay close. It's got a pretty high over-under. Really like this game. It might be sneakier than I think. I don't know if a lot of people are going to be all over this game. I like it. You could even run it back with Steph Curry on the other side after coming off of a 40-point game last night. Another thing to mention, too, the Warriors went into overtime last night against the Nuggets. So they're going to be that much more tired. I mean, these guys are professional athletes, but still, 36 minutes for the older Curry. He might be a little gassed tonight. I definitely like the Blazers side in this game more than anything. Shooting guard, I couldn't find anything that I really loved this early in the day, so this is kind of a filler, cheap play for you guys that you can definitely play. Jalen Wells on the Grizzlies, second-year guy. He's going to start, going to play high 20s in minutes, played 27 minutes in game 1 against the Pelicans. He looked good. This Grizzlies and Heat game have a pretty high over-under. Obviously, if, a Ja Morant is out, then, that's going to make a big difference for Jalen Wells. Even if he plays, though, Wells is going to play plenty of minutes, got 24.5 fantasy points in the first game, only needs 22.5 to hit value. So looks like a pretty good spend down. He's not like a must play, but I couldn't find much that I loved at shooting guard for now. I will definitely find some stuff later on in the day. I'm not going to have, I did want to mention this. I'm not going to have any Magic players in this video, but it's definitely a team you want to monitor tonight. They're in an unbelievable spot at home against the Hawks, the Hawks looked awful against the Raptors. They sneaky got blown out in the first game. It's going to be an up-tempo game. Any of Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, or Desmond Bane, they all look good. One of them could have a huge game, even two of them. These three guys are going to be a big problem this year for the Magic. Desmond Bane is still very affordable, and he looked good in his first game with Orlando. 32 minutes, 34 fantasy points. He's going to be a fantasy point per minute kind of guy, if not a little bit more. He's a decent play at 7,200. I mean, all of these guys are on the Magic. Banchero could easily drop a 50 on any given night. He needs 42 to hit value. He's projected for right around that, so you could definitely go that route. And then Franz, 7,700, needs 38 to hit value. He got 42 in the first game. If you wanted to be crazy and play, I think it is a little crazy to play all three of them, but 2 of 3 could definitely win you a tournament tonight. Again, the matchup's awesome. I just wanted to mention that the Magic guys are worth spending up if you find that you are wanting to do that in your lineup. The Magic are arguably in the best spot here tonight against the Hawks. For small forward, I'm not going to lie, I forget. It was Cooper Flag, 6,500. I had tweeted out earlier in my Discord. When I first woke up, I saw that Prize Picks had his fantasy score at 28, and it just didn't add up to me. All the sites I was looking at, he's projected for 33, 34 fantasy points. So I immediately put him in a slip and put it in the Discord at 28. I come back from the gym earlier today, go back on Prize Picks. His fantasy score is up to 33. We got a 5 fantasy point discount on that. I've never seen it that different just in the matter of a few hours. Now, NBA props, it's always good to look at the morning. You can get some edges. But, a 5 fantasy point difference is crazy. I like Cooper Flag as a bounce back in his second game here. Maybe a little bit of, first game jitters for him. Didn't score until the third quarter. Was rebounding the ball well. He's going to have plenty of usage. The matchup against the Wizards is great. All he's got to do is gain some confidence early in the game, and we all know what his potential is. I think he could end up going for a 40-piece tonight. He did essentially nothing in his first game, and he still got 22 fantasy points. He's going to be a problem once he gets his confidence and once he gets the ball rolling. He is going to be the point guard. Plenty of usage with Cooper Flag. I like him at 6,500 tonight. Power forward, I'm pretty sure I might have had Cooper Flag. Now that I think about it, I might have had Cooper Flag as my power forward. There was a cheaper small forward. Oh, that's who it was. We're going back to the Blazers. I talked about at the beginning of the video how much I like them. I like Drew Holiday. I think we want to spend up on Denny Advia. Oh, he can play power forward, so perfect. Works either way here. 7,500 for Denny. Looked great in the first game against the Timberwolves. 31 fantasy points. He's going to play a bunch of minutes. He's projected for 39 fantasy points here tonight. Again, Vegas and, the prop books, they all like these Blazers guys. They're projected for a lot of good things against this Warriors team tonight. At 7,500, he needs like 36 or 37 fantasy points to hit value. And we all know what his ceiling is. He had a couple of monster games for the Blazers last year. Really the number one option on this team. Again, I'm all over the Blazers tonight. I think their starting 5 is very strong. Drew Holiday, Shaedon Sharpe, Denny Advia, Kamara is a top defender in the league, and then Donovan Clingan had a pretty good rookie year last year. I think they're throwing out a really solid starting 5, and once Scoot Henderson comes back, I think they'll be in a really good spot. So All over the Blazers tonight. I like Advia at 7,500. I think he's going to have a really big game. He's a guy that can do a little bit of everything. And then for center, you can play power forward as well. One of my favorite spend ups over 8K tonight is Evan Mobley against the Nets. Looked great in game one for the Cavs against the Knicks. 22, 8, and 3 with 3 steals, 45 fantasy points. He needs 42 to hit value. He's projected for 43.5, so just a little bit over his value. And he has that 50 to 60 point upside. He might be in both of my FanDuel lineups that I put out tonight. He's definitely going to be in one of them. Decent chance he's in 2. I really like Evan Mobley. Can play power forward and center tonight. We just have to avoid a huge blowout against the Nets. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Let's have a huge Friday to start the weekend. We're getting into the busy time of year, NFL Sunday, with NBA rolling around. Let's get after it. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.